I was born with digital tools from the get-go, but even I am slowly getting overwhelmed by all the news, messages, resources, events, ideas that are out there. But since like 5 years, I noted everything down. Every thought, every idea, everything I learned. It's in my second brain, but it's scattered around apps and file systems. And I don't even know where stuff is anymore. So I have over 100 linear/GitHub issues open. I have 200 tick tasks. I have 5,000 plus Obsidian nodes. And I have no idea where to start now, tidying up everything. But can agentic models nowadays help me with that and make things better? This is kind of the dream in the end for everyone. We've all seen Iron Man in the cinema, and it was super cool how Tony Stark managed his AI and let it do things in the background. And nowadays, I think we are getting closer to this. We can connect actually to like calendars, mail, task, notes, and agents can do this thing in the background. So naturally, when I approach people with this kind of problem, I've seen a lot of people having the same kind of problem, like being overwhelmed with all their stuff, basically. They just said, okay, spend some money and get the Claude subscription. And then this month, I actually spent a lot of time with Claude. And I would say it makes things even worse because now I have to follow up the latest trends, latest things in Claude and how to use it properly. And that changes every week. And in the end, I did get nothing done, but I have even more on my plate. Why does this fundamentally not work? I mean, there are way too many tools out there now, and they change way too fast. There's only a selection up here. I don't even know what is the latest best model now. And they also break workflows in between. They change the models, they change the behavior. It's not reliable at all. And I still want to own my own tools and data. And this kind of workflow is terrible for this. These tools are also way too powerful and resource heavy for me. Claude Code, for example, does a lot of stuff in the background, and I don't really want that. Scaling up models to like the max intelligent is kind of stupid. It's a waste of energy, electricity, water. What we actually need in the end are more specialized models that are way smaller, but can actually do things that we want them to do, and not everything in the world. And obviously these kind of cloud tools that we have right now are also a privacy and security nightmare. They store everything they can get for training. And right now, all your data lives in the cloud and can vanish at any point when one of these providers goes bankrupt. I have the opinion that private data should stay private and local and not vanish in some cloud. And then maybe the biggest argument for the long-term usability of these tools is simple economics. The models are subsidized like crazy right now. I think the $20 plan you can get for most of these AI tools now in reality costs them $200 to $400 per month to run. So all the companies are dumping money like crazy right now. But eventually they want to make back that money. So things will only get more shittier and more expensive. We already see the first steps of it. For example, the new GitHub Copilot pricing, the new Claude limits, Perplexity is setting more limits. We see things changing now that these companies want to go public and actually make some money at the end. We have a bold idea. Keep everything local and private. So like Tony Stark's Jarvis, have a centralized assistant that can access all your local data, for example, calendar, databases, notes, tasks, whatever. And this basically acts as a orchestration layer. So in the end, you have a local transcription model that you can just talk to in natural language. And you also have a tiny agentic local model on your device that analyzes your requests and then routes them to the right thing in the end. Obviously, for like big thinking tasks, this doesn't really work. Running a language model on your phone isn't really viable nowadays. It is not that powerful like the big cloud models you have. So you also need to connect to some more powerful machine on the other end. And this can be, for example, your desktop client. You can run really powerful models nowadays on your own hardware, on your own desktop. And you can connect to it via a VPN channel, for example, Tailscale. Nowadays, the technical specifications also exist for that. So for example, Llama or OpenAI endpoints, or what is slowly becoming a standard is the agent client protocol, where you can remotely control your agents that are running on the desktop, for example, with a mobile app. And in the end, of course, you have MCPs and other tools you can connect to and actually do tasks as well. But then, of course, I'm a computer scientist and I like abstraction. So why not abstract this layer further and actually bring applets into the discussion? These are just some custom HTML or JavaScript skills that actually render some UI in the end and actually also define tasks they can do and tools they provide to the main app. And you can think, for example, a notes interface or a task list, a calendar, a cookbook, whatever. And these all connect to the main orchestration layer through web channels. So they just communicate with the main app and invoke data requests. The user can approve these, and then they can connect to the calendar, for example, or the mail server, or the task list, whatever. And then also connect to the language model in the end. So they can do tasks on their own and actually implement some UI on top of it. The really cool thing is with this architecture is, of course, very extensible. You can easily build your own stuff and add it to the mix here. These skills should be totally isolated, so they just run locally on your own device. Do not talk to some cloud, to the internet. They can just access your local data in the end and cannot leak it anywhere else. And this actually fills a real gap that I'm seeing right now. There are all these vibe coding tools out there and you can build a lot of stuff, but then how do you actually use it on your phone? How do you actually deploy it? And how do you make it secure and use like all the tools that are down here essentially securely and in a way that you don't leak the user information to some random cloud or just insecurely store it. So this orchestration layer solves a lot of headaches that power users have right now, and it can be guaranteed that it's 100% local and private and data will never leave your device. Of course, I would like to hear your opinion as well. So if you have any ideas, comments, suggestions, please reach out. Either go over to our website, focus.dev, write an email to focus@proton.me, or just reach out on LinkedIn. Thanks for listening and see you around.